Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ben here. I'm making this video to encourage people to give up heroin. If you have a heroin addiction like I used to have, you may wish to consider giving it up. Think about it. We're in a lockdown at the moment with this COVID-19 illness going around, and you're going to have a lot of trouble getting your hands on gear right now, because if you go out for no specific reason, you can get arrested by the police, you can get fined, and I think that fine will double every time you get caught going out, and you can even go to jail for it for 6 months, or even longer, depending on how many times you've been caught in the past. But I wouldn't personally risk it. I would try and get yourself on a small dose of Subutex, say, well, not a small dose, but 8 to 12 milligrams of Subutex, but I don't recommend methadone, because it can be more addictive than heroin itself. And methadone is quite a dangerous drug in itself as well. You can easily OD on methadone if you take more than 100 ml. You can get very drowsy. I take 80 ml a day, and that chills me right out. But my nose runs sometimes. I need to take my methadone at 9 in the morning because the withdrawal symptoms come back. It's now like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning in the UK. And obviously I've got to wait till the morning to go into town to pick it up, into Town Centre in Cornwall, just to pick my methadone up and drink it on site in boots. I forgot to drink it in front of all the other people in the queue, which is a bit embarrassing. Which has some privacy, like where I was before in Ilfracombe. I used to go into a special room with the pharmacist and then drink my methadone in that room. This is a lot easier. Anyway, with this COVID-19, it's going to be very difficult for you to buy your heroin, or dark or brown, whatever you want to call it, gear. So this gear is going to be very difficult to get, and if you want to buy it in bulk, like say you got a quarter of an ounce of heroin to last you a week, this is going to cost you a lot of money. Getting that money is going to be difficult all in one go. If you're already robbing from shops like meat and selling the meat on for a bargain price just to buy a bag of gear, you're going to have to do this multiple times in a day, just to work your way up to getting yourself enough money to buy an eighth or a quarter of gear. And I don't recommend this, because you'll buy a quarter ounce of gear, an eighth of gear, and you'll do it all in one day or in 2 days. And you'll be left struggling for the rest of the time until you can come get some more. So I recommend getting yourself on a dose of Subutex, which is also called buprenorphine or Suboxone. Suboxone is an opioid antagonist. This means that it works against opiates, and if you take an opiate whilst on Suboxone or Subutex or buprenorphine, it's all the same thing, just a different name. Whereas Subutex is slightly different to Suboxone, I think. I was just going to get on Subutex, but they both are a blocker. So if you take an opiate or opioid like heroin whilst on Subutex, you'll end up throwing up and being very, very ill. I've also done that before. I bought some heroin, smoked it off foil when I was in Ilfracombe, and I was on Subutex, 12 milligrams of Subutex at the time. I was really high because I sniffed loads of lines of Subutex that day. I wanted to get out for longer, so I bought myself a couple of bags of gear, and I was well up my head, and I just ended up throwing it all up, throwing all my dinner up, and then I had a snack after, some toast after. I couldn't keep that down either, I threw that up as well. It wasn't until the next morning that I would stop throwing up, and I couldn't sleep very well that night either. Even though I had done heroin, done Subutex, I just couldn't sleep because I felt so rotten and ill. So I don't recommend using whilst on Subutex whatsoever. If you get on Subutex, it's now time for a clean start. Take it from me, you can do it. I'm 13 weeks and 5 days clean now. 13 weeks and 5 days, that's like 3 months, isn't it? Quite a long time. It's the longest I've ever been in my entire life without doing dark. I'm quite proud of myself for doing this. I'm on 80 ml methadone, I know. I realise this methadone is worse than heroin itself to get off of, but it's a start. I know I can get off methadone eventually. I can taper it 5 ml a month or 5 ml a litre every 2 weeks. and slowly wean myself off this addictive, horrible drug. But for now, it's a lifesaver. It's keeping me stable, and it's not making me not want to do heroin at all. I barely think of heroin now. It's not even on my mind after 13 weeks and 4 or 5 days off it. I think of crack quite a lot though. I love crack. It's a very amorous drug. Very nice tasting and very good effect. It makes you talk a lot, and you get hyperactive and you get very high off crack as well. I'm not on any drugs in this video anyway, other than 2 yellows, 2 5mg diazepam, which is Valium, and the whole trazodone, which is an antidepressant sleeping pill. Trazodone is an antidepressant, and I'm on 150mg of this stuff. So that's a low dose. I can get on up to 300 or 400mg of trazodone, I think, but 150mg does it for me. Anyway, that is my story for now, and I hope you can manage to get off gear. It's a nightmare. You'll have diarrhea, you'll have the cold sweats, hot flushes. You'll feel awful. You'll be on the toilet all the time and you'll be throwing up as well. Don't give in though, you'll be alright. If you get yourself on Subutex, you'll also feel okay. That Subutex will hold you, providing you're on the right dose. So I recommend seeing your drug workers or worker and getting them to advise you what you want to go on. I do recommend Subutex. If you've got a low amount of heroin addiction, like you take a low dose of heroin every day, so a gram or less a day. If you're only doing a bag or 2 a day, you wouldn't have much of a problem getting off that. I was doing 1/10 to 1/8 a day of heroin, that's why I'm on 80mg methadone. That's a lot of heroin. Because the stuff around here is stamped on so badly, but you have to do so much of it to get the same effect as we would in other countries. In America, I could probably get away with doing, say, a gram a day, and this is ridiculous. In the UK, I have to doctor doing 8 a day just to feel normal. Not anymore though. I'm not touching heroin ever again. Also not touching crack cocaine ever again. By the time it's come to give up finally, I'm 35 years old now, and I'm not getting any younger. And I'm going to end up dead by the time I'm 40 if I carry on using heroin and crack. I don't want that to happen, no chance. I want my parents to be proud of me. I want to aspire to be a drug support worker eventually and help people get off heroin and get off crack too. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you and made your mind up to get off heroin, or at least attempt to. If you have a relapse or 2, don't worry about it. It's perfectly normal to relapse. Just make sure your end goal is to come off gear, heroin, dark brown, whatever you want to call it, and come off this drug, and you'll be well proud of yourself. You'll have loads of energy like I have, and you'll feel so much better in the long run. Just go for walks, make your endorphins come out like that, and for doing exercise, running, walking, jogging, going to the gym, things like that will help your endorphins. Anyway, please like this video if you've enjoyed watching what I've said. Please comment below if you've got any questions about getting off heroin, dark brown, whatever you want to call it, gear, etc, etc, etc. Any questions, please ask me. If you want to like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe to my channel for more videos of getting off heroin and schizophrenia videos, please subscribe to my channel below. And thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. Cheers. Bye all.